The psychological personality disorder of narcissism was coined after the story of Echo and Narcissus, a key part of the myth of Narcissus, which was written by the Roman poet Ovid in his Metamorphoses, a Latin narrative poem around 800 CE. Ovid told Narcissus' story from his birth until his death. To summarize the story, Narcissus was fathered by a river god to a nymph named Liriope. Liriope was told by a prophet that Narcissus would reach old age if he failed to recognize himself. Narcissus turned into a very beautiful young man whom everybody loved. However, there was no one to whom Narcissus would return affection to after the death of his beloved sister. Echo was a nymph who was cursed by the goddess Hera with a fate that she could only repeat the sounds and last words of others. One day, she spotted and fell in love with Narcissus. She followed him through the woods, but could not speak without repeating his words. Narcissus tried to call to Echo, but it failed since she could only repeat his call. Finally, Echo appeared and tried to hold Narcissus. Narcissus rejected her, and Echo ran to hide. Her body then wasted away in the woods. She is now forever hiding amongst the leaves and caves in the forest. Her body is gone, but her bones became rocks, and her voice remains and can be heard in mountain valleys and caves. Since Narcissus denied everyone his love, the gods fated that Narcissus could never have anything that he loved. One day, while Narcissus was hunting, he went to get a drink. As he bent down to drink the water, he fell in love with the reflection of himself. He was so awed by this person that he could not move. He tried to grab the image, but couldn't, which made him more infatuated with himself. Narcissus stayed there without any sleep or food. He called to the gods, asking why he was being denied the love that the two shared. He started to talk to the reflection. He claimed he would not leave the one he loved, and that they would die as one. Crazy with love, Narcissus stayed by the side of the water and wasted away. According to the story, Narcissus became so enamored with his own reflection in the lake and eventually died due to his obsessive love for himself. At that point, Echo returned to see him wasting away. She mourned more as he said his farewell to the reflection. She echoed his words. Narcissus then laid down to die, and all of the nymphs mourned him. After his death, even the lake wept for Narcissus because it had been able to see its own beauty reflected in his eyes. And with Narcissus gone, it feels the loss of that beauty. The nymphs covered him with their hair and set up for a funeral. When they returned for his body, there was a flower instead. The flower was named Narcissus after him. Unlike the myth, narcissism is a psychological disorder. Just because someone disagrees with you or does not share your preferences does not make them a narcissist. In psychology, Narcissism is characterized by an inflated sense of self importance, a need for excessive admiration, a lack of empathy, and a belief in one's uniqueness. This often leads to manipulative and exploitive behaviors, such as using others as tools to meet personal needs. The key characteristic here is a lack of empathy for other people's feelings, wants, and needs. So, how prevalent is narcissism in today's world? According to an article on the Recovery Village, medically reviewed by Dr. Anna Pickering in August of 2024, all people have narcissistic traits to some degree. In healthy individuals, a normal amount of narcissism helps them take pride in their accomplishments and find joy in their personal life. This makes determining how many people are narcissists ambiguous at best. Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD, is much less common, affecting only about 1 to 2% of the US population, which is approximately 1 in every 200 people. Of those diagnosed with NPD, 75% are men, while women make up the remaining 25%. Globally, an estimated 0 to 6.2% of people are estimated to be narcissists. Grandiose NPD is more prevalent in Western individualistic cultures, while vulnerable or covert narcissism is more common in interdependent cultures. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition that is difficult to recover from, but improvement is possible through psychotherapy. So if you have been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, there is hope for you. For those who believe they are in a relationship with a narcissist or have had relationships with narcissists in the past, it's time to stop playing the victim and take control of what you can. You can start by following these tips. Take responsibility for your own emotional and physical safety. Are you engaging in toxic behaviors, or are you tied to someone who is bringing you down? Do not victimize yourself or others. Remember that good people can sometimes make bad decisions and act poorly. That doesn't mean it's acceptable for them to continue, but it is worth considering a second chance if they can discuss their behavior maturely, make amends, and change their actions. Next, pay attention to actions more than words. In the beginning, everyone is on their best behavior, even narcissists. That's how they get you attached. Observe whether the person you're seeing follows through on their words with actions. If their actions are incongruent with their words, that is a cause for concern and a sign that they may not be able to be trusted. Also, consider whether your partner's words and actions uplift or diminish you. Over time, a gradual buildup of insults and criticisms can erode your self-esteem and create an unhealthy attachment. Identify with this behavior before you become emotionally attached. Your environment significantly impacts who you are. The saying goes that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with, and your romantic partner has more influence on you than any of those other four. That's why it is crucial to ensure they have a positive effect on you, lifting you up rather than tearing you down. Stop being the victim. Many people in life will treat you with less respect and kindness than you or any of us deserve. It's up to you to decide what treatment you will and won't accept. Learn to say no. You are an adult who can choose how to act and who to allow into your personal life. If you constantly find yourself upset with someone, take responsibility for allowing them close enough to affect you. You have the power to remove toxic influences from your life. You are under no obligation to be a doormat. Next, consider the stories you tell yourself about love. Do you always see yourself as the victim? Have similar issues occurred in all of your relationships? If you notice a pattern, it's time to recognize that the common denominator is you. Could you be contributing to the toxicity? Playing the victim is a common trait of narcissism. Reflect on where you fall on the narcissism spectrum. There is a free online test that assesses different aspects of narcissistic traits, ranging from above average to below average. I'll put a link in the description of this video so you can take the test if you're interested in learning more. While many people exhibit some narcissistic traits, that does not mean they have full-blown NPD. According to the American Psychiatric Association, only 1 to 2% of the US population have been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. Let's stop labeling everyone we have a bad breakup with as a narcissist. Instead, we should seek better explanations for why things didn't work out. There are always two sides to every story, and somewhere in between lies the gray area that is known as the truth.